What did I learn about leadership at the UN? To explain this, I need to take a little step back in time. One of my earliest memories was of the age of 6, staring up at this beautiful ornate ceiling adorned with golden cherubs and pink clouds. Oh, the privilege! I remember lowering my gaze downward to see hundreds of people staring right at me with these big grins. I was singing a solo. I had quite a beautiful voice when I was young. I'm pretty sure this was the happiest that I've ever been because I remember that day with vivid detail, even though I usually have a pretty useless memory. It's no wonder that being in front of a crowd 29 years later makes me happier and more at home than when I'm alone. So fast forward quite a long way. Between 2016 and 2018, I worked for the United Nations. My job there was to design a program that would inspire intercultural dialogue and mutual understanding amongst young people across the whole of Asia and the Pacific. It was an amazing job. And on quite a few occasions, lucky me, I was asked to speak on stage at the UN Conference Center to often hundreds of people, sometimes government ministers, civil society, young people, my UN colleagues, and as you can imagine, I seized the opportunity with gusto. You know the conference center with the big UN logo and the big desk at the front and then the round tables in front of it, the one that you'll see on the news. Yeah, that's where I got to speak. So I remember one occasion I was asked to do just that. I had to speak on stage at the UN Conference Center about the youth program that I was managing at the time, Generation What. My job was to try and attract partnerships. I wanted to get civil society groups on board, NGOs on board, and young people excited about this program. So I deliver this speech, and as you can imagine, I get a massive round of applause. I get all of my praise and recognition. I come off feeling good. I've done my job well. I had no idea I was in for a rude awakening shortly after that. So I'm at the cafe with a friend of mine and colleague Nadine, who was working for a UN agency at the time, and someone I respected very much. "Good speech on stage," she said. "Thanks, Nadine. I kind of knew already. It would have been better if someone else had given it." What do you mean? You're working in youth development. Your job is to create platforms for young people to speak, to campaign for their rights, to give them opportunities to build their own strengths, not to seize the stage for yourself. That speech should have been made by a young person from Asia, not by you. It wasn't easy to hear, but she was absolutely right. I was using the stage to get recognition for myself rather than doing my job, which was to create platforms for young people. I felt kind of ashamed. It made me question a lot of my career and also how I saw myself. The next opportunity I got, I made sure that I worked with a young man called Joel and made sure that he was ready to speak instead of me. Man, he just brought the house down on the UNCC in front of hundreds of young people. They went mad. He was so much more inspiring up there to those young people than I was. I remember seeing Nadine in the crowd and she was looking at me going, "See?" It was such an awakening for me. Every time I take a stage, I'm taking that stage from someone else. And now I give that stage as much as possible and I get a completely different kind of joy. That's what leadership is all about. The lesson here is be aware of your strengths. Sure, you might be good at something and therefore you repeat it again and again. It gives us comfort. It gives us the praise and recognition that we need. But when your job is to lead, when your job is to create opportunities for other people to grow and to shine, sometimes it's good to put that strength away and develop a new one, just to cultivate strength in others. Thank you for watching. This is Adam from 21CW. Please subscribe to the channel. Please also watch another one of my videos. Click the like button and learn for life, my friends.